Good morning, welcome back to another video. I'm Clara. If you're new here, if you're not new here, thanks so much for coming back. Today is Monday, so I'm hitting the ground running and I need to make my to-do list for the day. I've been using these little guest check pads because I saw some girl on Pinterest do it and I like it. I love a perforation, and these have perforation at the top. I like the back of it, little list, and I just like the vibe of it. I worked in food service, but I didn't work like serving. I worked at an ice cream shop. We used like an iPad to take orders, so these don't trigger me like they probably trigger some people. I just think they're funny. So that's what I'm using for my to-do list. Today is Monday, December 23rd. So this is probably gonna be my last upload of the year. If I'm thinking about my editing schedule, this probably will be the last video that goes live this year. Maybe there'll be one more, but if so, that's just a little bonus video. I think we should do some like New Year's prep, some little mindset prep. I'm not a huge New Year's resolution type of person, but I do like setting goals and kind of checking in on them throughout the year. I set goals last probably January, December, and I had a spreadsheet and they were very like quantitative numerical goals. And throughout the year, I think it's really interesting to check in on your goals, not even from the standpoint of am I meeting these goals? It was almost like, are these goals and are these metrics still important to me? Because I looked and I hit some of them. I didn't hit others, but honestly the ones that I didn't hit, I don't really value as much, and I think that's why I wasn't like striving towards hitting them. I just don't value them as much as I did when I like first set the goals last year. So I think that's also a really important way to reflect on goals, and especially quantitative stuff. Now in hindsight, like hindsight's 2020, is that still important to me? Is that still a metric I want to be like measuring myself or my career or something like that on? And a lot of the times it's not. So missing your goals, not always inherently a bad thing. Sometimes priorities just shift, and like some of these things that I thought were going to be super important to me or were super important to me at this time last year, I could care less about. So I already kind of reflected on where I am from last year in terms of career, life, things. But I do like to sit down and consciously like pick things that I want to focus on, like bettering myself, more qualitative things. I love quantitative and qualitative. Those are two of my favorite words, but I don't like sharing my goals and those kind of things on the internet because I feel like it's very personal. Something about that is like not embarrassing isn't the right word. It just feels too intimate. You can keep your goals to yourself. I'll keep my goals to myself, but I think today we should both write some down. Against my better judgment, I'm going Christmas shopping on December 23rd. I've got my fuel with me, which is a Celsius, and this little fruit bar thing that is definitely for children, but this tastes like candy. I get them at Costco. Pure organic layered fruit bars. I'm gonna go to the outlets first. I have arrived, and someone was pulling out of a parking spot literally right at the front, and I got to slide right into it, so hopefully that's a good sign. I've never really been to the outlets up here, but there's a Saks off 5th, there's a North Face. I don't know. I figured it was worth coming here because in Charleston, things are kind of spread out. I definitely did not want to go to King Street if I could avoid it. And I wanted somewhere that like all of the shopping was in one area. And usually in Charleston, the stores that I want to go to, I kind of have to like pop around to. So I was like, let me hit the outlets. I think there's an H&M up here too. I need stocking stuffers. I need full-on gifts. But they're for people in my life that didn't necessarily like have a list or like a wish list of things. So I'm literally just gonna see if anything speaks to me. Okay, first store I went into, I only went into because I saw something in the window that I liked, and it backfired on me because I was like I looked around the store and I couldn't find where it was. So I asked the sales associate, I was like, oh, do you happen to know where that white short sleeve sweater is in the window? She's like, oh, we only have one left. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, and it's an extra small. And I was like, did you just roast me? First successful purchase of the day. I got these 2 makeup bags for my mom. And you know what? Let me pop into Sephora and see if I can't fill them with something. Line in Sephora was way too long. I just walked in and walked out, but I did find some cute baby clothes and Gap and a sweater for my mom. My next Target is North Face. I think I found all there was to be found at the outlet. In and out in like 45 minutes. That's not bad, especially around Christmas time. Let me show you what I got. It's kind of chilly out, and this sweater that I'm wearing might as well not be covering my body. It's like all see-through. I just want to show you these little baby clothes. Family friend just had a baby boy and they had all of these on sale. Are you freaking kidding me? I do not want a baby in the slightest bit right now, but like dressing someone up in this would match my outfit today. Love that. And then last but not least, I got him this also, which matched my outfit. Cutie little things at the baby Gap. And then these are what I got my mom as part of her gift. Anything can be a stocking stuffer if you try to stuff the stocking hard enough. So these might be considered stocking stuffers, or maybe I can put this one inside this one, cassette. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I didn't find anything for it, Sephora. I did order her the shampoo that she really likes. The L'Oreal, I think it's the L'Oreal Professionals. It's whatever the metal detox one is. She loves that. So I got her the shampoo and conditioner of that. And then I ordered her a couple things, which all should arrive today. I got her Ina Garden's new book. Okay, next plan of attack. I'm gonna go to Local Joe's, which is like a local health food store for some fun little food stocking stuffers. And then maybe King Street, even though I said I wasn't gonna do King Street. I think I have to do King Street. Now I know what you might be thinking. Clara, why did you do all of your shopping today? It's the 23rd. I didn't. I bought a lot of stuff in advance and I misplaced it. So there are really great, thoughtful, personalized, custom Christmas gifts hiding somewhere in this house, and hopefully I find them before I leave for the holidays, but I bought some backup just in case. I'm gonna wrap everything up right now. I actually need to take a break because I 100% bought wrapping paper at Target just now and I can't find it. Like I need to take a step back. I need to come back with fresh eyes. But thankfully Buck Mason offered to put what I got in a box and I was gonna wrap this, but that's good enough. Do you ever feel like that you just need to stop looking for what you're looking for and then come back after like not having just looked everywhere and you'll see things in a new light? Where could I have put an entire roll of wrapping paper though? Oh, big news. I got a new table today. You can see how big this new one is compared to my old. I need to sell the old. Actually, no, I'm just gonna post it on Instagram, see if anyone wants to come pick it up. But this is a 48-inch table. This is a 60-inch table. So big. Imagine the card games I'm gonna play here. It just suits this space better. Definitely needed the bigger one. No vlog lately is complete without a home project, and today's home project is hanging these a little bit more official temporary blinds in the bathroom than these ones I have. These are paper blinds. I never like opened them. How long have I lived in this house now? Like a month? Has it already been a month? Kind of think I am coming up on a month here. That's crazy. But anyways, I tried to get a window shade company to come out and measure. Like I scheduled them and then they were a no-show. So then after that I was like, I tried, but I really just need to bite the bullet and order those soon because there's a lead time after you order them. And I was originally going to go with someone local just because I don't know, I want to support local when I can, but those were the people that ghosted me. So now I think I'm just going to go with the Shade Store. Shade Store won't let me down. But that lead time is still like 8 weeks, I think, which is 2 months. 8 weeks doesn't sound that bad. And then when you think about the form, that's 2 months, 4 weeks in a month. And when it comes to lead time, I really just play myself because there's a couch I wanted that's 10 to 12 weeks lead time. I was like, oh, that's too far. I'm going to keep shopping. I still haven't found anything. And if I had just ordered that when I wanted it, now I would be like 4 weeks out from getting the couch. But it's fine. It's okay. I found these pre-cut Roman shades from Home Depot and they were like 40 bucks a pop. I didn't want to do the whole house with that, but these windows, like I do want to be able to open and close these as I please when I'm getting ready in the day, when I want natural light in here, you know, getting ready, filming, whatever. So I was like, hey, you know what, maybe it does make sense to get these because I am still assuming that I get measured and actually place the order in the next week or two. I'm still about 2 months out from having actual shades. So these ones happen to come in the measurements of these windows. I guess these are like kind of stock measurements, and if I like them I'll get a couple more for like maybe my office. But when it comes to the dining room and the kitchen and stuff, that's fine. I can wait 2 months for that. But let's see what these look like. These are from Arlo. They're the cordless fabric Roman shades. I mean, if these look good, I will just but they'll be fine for now. It's just I want the window treatments to add something and almost be a piece of decor in and of themselves. And that just looks like white fabric. Like it's not adding any texture, color, or anything interesting to the space. It's giving asylum. Do I need power tools for this? Now I'm second guessing myself. Do I want to do permanent damage to the windows or can I wait 8 weeks? All right, well, these are getting returned. As soon as it told me I need to measure things and pre-drill holes, I'm gonna mess that up. I will wait 8 more weeks. For dinner tonight, I'm doing butter chicken with a sauce that's already pre-made. So the only thing that I'm really making myself, but I mean like it's a kit, is this flatbread stuff. It's from King Arthur brand. I've made this one time before, if I remember correctly. It's pretty easy. It just needs to rest for like 30 minutes. I'm gonna start on this now and then I'll start cooking up the chicken and the broccoli and everything. So it's gonna be chicken, broccoli, rice, and this flatbread stuff. So good. It's like a little Indian at home. Flatbread in a flash. Soft and flavorful, irresistible flatbread. I mean, I think that's saying a lot, but It has everything you need. I kind of want to bake, not tomorrow, maybe on Christmas. I'm in the mood to do like cookie boxes because that's the side of TikTok I'm on right now. It seems like quite the endeavor. I think my cookie box would have max 5 different types of cookies, and I will determine whether or not I make them based on if I can still find cute little boxes to package them up. But I think that would also be a nice thing to bring home for Christmas. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll plan that out today and tomorrow and actually execute it on Christmas. Let's see. Stir together the flatbread mix, yeast, hot water, and oil. Oh, this seems like a lot of work. I just added the water and now it is 3 tablespoons of oil. I can't find my tablespoons, so we will be doing 6 teaspoons. 1, 2. It says to roll them into 8 balls, but I'm just gonna do 4, and it has the tar to put on them after they cook. So those rise for 30 minutes. I'll get started on the chicken. Unfortunately, if I don't turn on my vent thing, my fire alarm goes off every single time I cook, which I guess is a good thing because then at least I know the fire alarm is working. It's a little bit annoying, but I have to remember to turn this thing on. So sorry if it's a little noisy, but I am gonna cook the chicken. I just cut it up behind me. I spared you the raw meat footage, but I'm gonna cook it in butter because I want it to be super buttery. I don't usually do that. I'll usually cook it in avocado oil. My stainless steel pan is not hot enough. If you don't know, look up how to tell if your stainless steel pan is like up to the right temperature before you add oil, and you'll see it. Like, you should actually go watch someone else's content for this. But it's like a little, you put some water in there and it'll like bounce around like a little bubble. There's a lot of physics, I think, involved. I don't know why it does that, but I just know that's what you're supposed to do to make sure that your pan is hot enough before you add oil. I'm gonna put a little butter and then my chicken, and it's probably gonna get real noisy, so I'll just catch you on the flip side. Are these rising? I don't think these are doing a dang thing, but that's okay. See, this is why I don't think I'm suited to have a sourdough habit, because I don't really have the patience for that kind of thing. This is how I like to do my broccoli or green beans. Well, no, I don't do green beans like this, but I do broccoli like this. I just get the bags of broccoli, put it on a pan, olive oil, salt and pepper, and then I just kind of like mix it all up. This isn't very precise, as you can see, and then I put it in the oven. If I'm running late and I forgot to put this in, I'll broil it. I feel like broccoli doesn't have to be like fully cooked, because obviously you can eat broccoli raw with like dip and stuff. So if I'm running out of time and I forgot to put this in, I'll broil it. Or if I thought ahead, like I am right now, I'll put it in at 400 and then just like keep an eye on it. But that's just all I do. In another life, I used to use the Trader Joe's frozen white rice. I mean, you can get it at Whole Foods. I feel like every grocery store sells that now, but I don't have a microwave in this kitchen, so I use my pressure cooker, and it makes rice in like 3-4 minutes. It's honestly so convenient, and that was the only thing I was using the microwave for. So now I am microwave free solely for the purpose of space, because I didn't want a microwave sitting right here. I could always add one eventually, but for now I do my rice in the pressure cooker, and I heat up my leftovers in the oven. And voila. Here's the finished product. So I didn't really talk about my New Year's goals because I don't really like sharing the majority of them, but I do have a couple that I think most of us in the same phase of life will kind of resonate with, and maybe this will inspire you, especially if you aren't feeling inspired or like don't really know where to start on goals and looking ahead and stuff like that. One of my main goals for this coming year is to like deepen friendships. Like, make new friends is always kind of like a sentiment, especially in like adult womanhood, if you will. Like, I feel like it's challenging to find time to like maintain friendships, especially long distance friendships. It's like challenging to find time to do that, especially in like a busy work schedule, busy life. But also making new friends. I feel like from the outside looking in, when you see the life of someone, myself, that just moved to a new area, oh my gosh, how did you make friends so quickly? That's a sentiment and a question that I get asked a lot. Truth be told, when I think about the people and the friends in my life that like, if I'm having like a bad day, who am I gonna call? Like, that number is like very few and far between. I'm not saying that number has to be like a big number, but it's difficult in my experience to make adult friends and like catch them up on the backstory. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like there's certain personality types that they don't need to know the backstory to support you and like be there for you and like be a sounding board and stuff. But then there are like certain niche situations where, I don't know, I just don't want to it's just hard to get into, like, not hard to get into everything, but I don't know, you can be telling someone the dynamic of something and they're not quite getting it, and then it dawns on you that you're like, oh shoot, in order to really understand this, I also have to explain all of this. And then I don't know, it's just very, friendships are so complex, and like lifelong friends and like long-term friendships usually are those like support network type of people, and it's hard to like force that and find that. But the only way you find that is by like continuously hanging out with people, making an effort to like learn more about them in the same way that like you would need them to know more about you, to like deepen your friendship, if that makes sense. So basically, goal for this coming year is to just like foster more like deeper friendship and deeper connections, because I feel like I have quite a few friends that I would like grab a drink with or get lunch with or go shopping with or something, but I feel like you have to make a conscious effort to deepen those more surface level friendships, especially when you have a busy schedule and like a lot of other things on your plate. It's like dating in a sense almost. You have to just like flex that muscle. Not every friend is going to be that like deep level friend, but I'm also guilty of just like not being as social and as like casually like for the moment like let's get dinner, let's get drinks type of friend. And I feel like in those little moments and in those little meetups and hangouts and stuff, that's when those deeper connections start forming. So basically trying to be a more connected, a more spontaneous friend in the new year. So that's the energy I need to bring to the group as well, you know? I will likely keep all of my other personal development goals to myself, but that's kind of one that I think a lot of women around my age can probably relate to, of just like making a conscious effort to like deepen friendship past like let's grab a drink type. For my skincare tonight, still using the Origins Youthtopia. This is the refining apple peel. This is kind of like a more gentle version of the Paula's Choice daily, what is that one? The exfoliant in like the gray bottle. I kind of use this in my routine the same way that I would use that one, but this one is more gentle. I have something going on right here. I don't know what that is. But that aside, my skin's looking pretty good. And then the moisturizer I just used was the Good Molecules Lightweight Daily Moisturizer. And honestly, I will do one layer of this and then let it sink in, and then 10 minutes later I'll do another layer, especially in the winter, because I'm definitely at that point in the year where my makeup just looks funky. No matter what products I use, no matter how good it may have looked a month ago, if I use the same routine right now, just because of the air or something, I don't know, the season, humidity, lack thereof, I just look so bad. Like, it's just the season of makeup looking bad, and I've accepted it. But I do find that the more I moisturize my face, the better chance I have at not looking like a crazy scaly skeleton. So this is what I've been using, simply because it's cheap and I can just layer it all on. Nothing like a spoonful of radioactive chocolate yogurt to start your day. Started doing that coconut cult thing. It has like a ton of probiotics in it, so this is basically like a supplement. The chocolate flavor is pretty good. Good is relative. This one, horrible. Do not get the original. This one tasted like sour cream mixed with apple cider vinegar, and I like sour cream. We were just supposed to eat one spoonful. I guess I could just put this all in my mouth at once, but the chocolate is pretty good. I just sat down with my morning coffee and made my plan of attack for my cookie boxes. I think I'm gonna do 6 different cookies. I'm trying to think of how many like boxes I want to make. I guess I could bring some to my neighbors too, but I'm just gonna get ready really quick and then pop over to Michael's. I think Michael's should be open today, and Whole Foods. Whole Foods is open until 7. I don't know about Michael's. And then I will just be making cookies, wrapping gifts. I'll have no excuse not to clean. I have some laundry to do. I am traveling home like after the holidays. I'm not spending Christmas in my hometown. I'm spending like after Christmas, and then I'll be back here for New Year's. I think I'm gonna book a hotel for New Year's and do like a little staycation. Maybe a hotel with a spa. We'll see what happens there. I'm gonna see how many credit card points I have. And late last night, rather exciting, my friends from Arlington just told me dates that they wanted to come down and visit in January, which means that I officially have my first guests coming in January. I'm so excited. So I need to get the guest room all fixed up. Need to order, what do I need to order? I really want to get new nightstands for in there. My guests won't care about that. There are nightstands, but it's a nice excuse to like get spaces figured out whenever people are coming. So I definitely want to I need to get Polly's space figured out, like where her litter box and everything is going to permanently live. There's this brand of bunny litter box furniture. Yeah. Why didn't I think to start that brand? Because they're charging like I forget if it's 6 or if it's 8. It's either 6 or 8,000 USD for a credenza that the bunny hops in one side of and like goes to the bathroom and does all their business in. Like, it's like a litter box credenza thing, and that's what I want, but I don't want that one. I'm literally just gonna order a credenza from Crate and Barrel, which is still gonna be expensive, but it's gonna be cheaper than that. And then I'm gonna have the same woodworker that did some of the cabinets in the house. I'm gonna have him cut out, like, I mean, I could probably do it, but he'll do it, like, it'll look better. So I'm gonna get that, and then he's gonna build out basically basically the same thing that this bunny credenza company does. It's gonna be half the price and it's gonna look so much better because it's gonna be an actual piece of furniture. I just need to sit down and like actually order that. And the sooner I do that, the sooner that he can obviously do all the customizations. And then it will just be probably a very long process of getting Polly to understand that that's where she has to go into. But I think her and I are making some progress on how much she likes this place. I've been building little carpet paths and I don't really pick her up that often, but I have been picking her up and just honestly like walking her around the house and showing her like where I am during the day, because I feel like sometimes she must think that I just disappear. That's the Polly situation. A lot of people have been asking to see her setup, and her setup right now is not pretty. If you don't know, Polly is my free range bunny. I have a bunny that is basically like a cat. She just walks around. She has a litter box. I can't remember if I've shown you her in this video. Anyways, I have guests booked for January, so I have to get the house figured out for that. Need to make a little January winter Charleston itinerary because the weather here obviously is still, it's not a super bad winter, but it still gets pretty chilly. I need to make like a little visiting Charleston in the winter guide. It's definitely still cold. Like I break out my puffer coats more than you'd think. All right, I put on a little makeup so I don't scare the children, and let's go see if I can get everything at Whole Foods. I think it's gonna be like, what are the odds that everything I need are in stock at the grocery store on Christmas Eve for Christmas cookies? I have a feeling they're gonna be out of something. I'm gonna be running around to a couple different stores, but fingers crossed. First stop to see what boxes they have left, or like little tins for the cookies. Yeah, where's the cake section though? This is kind of what I'm thinking for like to write what's in the box. There's like these things. Not exactly what I was picturing, but that could work. Grabbed what I could at Michael's, which I actually did end up finding a couple boxes to use. And now I'm at Whole Foods to get all the ingredients. And a massive stroke of luck, I got pretty much everything I needed to at the grocery store. I did have to go to a second store, but it was one on the way home, so it wasn't a big deal. I've already gotten one batch of cookie dough in the fridge because a lot of I did not like really read the recipes that closely. A lot of them need to be refrigerated in between steps. So I'm starting on all the cookies today and I'll like go into tomorrow with them. I started making the coconut crusted peanut butter cookies right now. Those are in the fridge to cool, but the dinner that I had planned for today is the Wishbone Kitchen red wine braised short ribs, which needs to sit in the oven for 4 hours, which means that for 4 hours my oven is occupied, which means that I can't be cooking cookies, baking cookies. So didn't really think all of this through, but I'm getting started on dinner. You have to cut up the onion. Let me get you a good angle of this. You have to cut up the onion, carrot, and celery, and then that's pretty much it for cutting. It's a relatively easy meal, honestly. It's time intensive because you have to think ahead to put it in the oven in the afternoon, but other than that, it's pretty easy and it's really impressive. The butcher counter at Whole Foods was out of the ribs though, so I think I got chuck roast. I just googled what cut of meat would work like in its place, and Google told me chuck roast. This still looks dirty. So this is actually red wine braised chuck roast. But either way, if you follow this recipe, Wishbone Kitchen has like an adjacent recipe to use up the leftovers. So tonight I'm having the red wine braised beef with mashed potatoes and green beans, and tomorrow I will use the leftover beef in rigatoni. It's so good. It's like a 2-night, 2-part dinner, and it's perfect for this occasion, honestly, like Christmas Eve and then Christmas dinner. But then Christmas dinner is pretty much already made because you made it tonight or today. If you ever need like a 2-part dinner like that, like you want the leftovers to be their own meal, like the leftovers are honestly better than the OG. Then make this recipe. I've got my short ribs in the big side, and I've got this side preheating to bake some of the cookies, and I've got some butter melting on the stove.